Hey guys, it's Leo Stargazer. I'm here today with a tarot reading for Mars moving into Libra. Mars moving into Libra is going to be challenging for Mars. Mars does not love being in Libra. It's actually in its detriment in Libra. But we are still going to need to find and assert balance. And in fact, my intention for today is asserting balance. So that's what this spread is going to be about. We're going to be figuring out what opportunities we can realize if we do bring Mars' assertive vibe into Libra's sense of balance. So balancing our assertive nature, asserting a balanced nature. That's what we're going to do. So that's what I hope the tarot spread shows us at any rate. So as I'm shuffling, let's repeat that intention and we'll get right to it. Okay, the deck's been brought from chaos into unity. We are ready to get our assertive balance and get some answers to how we can achieve that. One last time, intention, and then let's get started. So the first card I draw is in the position of opportunity. So like I was saying, what opportunities are possible for us with Mars in Libra? Ooh. Okay. I get the 9 of Swords. Well, let's go ahead and draw the whole spread and then we will interpret it. Because the 9 of Swords is an opportunity. I'm going to need some answers. The second card is in the position of challenge. So Libra's not Mars's favorite place to be, so whatever the opportunities we have are going to be challenged, and this card will show us how. In the challenge position, the card that I get is the 9 of Pentacles. Also incredibly interesting, especially as a challenge. I'm wondering. Let's do our final position. The final position is advice. So what advice can Mars and Libra give us? Can the tarot show us to get over the challenge we just saw? In the advice position, the card that I draw is the 6 of Cups. So the 9 of Swords in the position of opportunity shows me that with Mars moving into Libra, we have the opportunity to deal with some conflicting emotions, almost being conflicted ourselves. The 9 shows us that might be challenging. Doing that anytime, you guys know we're in retrograde phase right now. Mercury is in retrograde. Venus is still in retrograde. It doesn't have that much longer, but it is. Mercury definitely is. So we are used to these periods of review. The 9 of Swords in opportunity is showing us that sometimes, even when it's difficult, that going through that process is the opportunity we have to grow, to understand the realities around us, to be able to deal with tough stuff so that when we have to deal with it later, we are stronger. We can fight it the way Mars empowers us to a lot. We can assert ourselves more if we've already gone on these emotional deep dives into stuff. Hopefully this advice card shows us how we can make that a little easier for us, or maybe the possible outcomes, and it does. But for now, the 9 of Swords is our opportunity. Dealing with that conflict, dealing with that tough emotional state, the tough state that Mars is going to be in Libra. So basically, the 9 of Swords is showing us that our opportunity this month is to face complexity and tough emotions head on, deal with them, go through it, because it's worth it. And because we have to. Now, while that may seem like the challenge, and that is a challenging opportunity, the card we got in challenge is the 9 of Pentacles. the challenge to us going through what we have to go through the emotional turmoil that the Nine of Swords shows us. But we're looking at that as an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to toughen up. The Nine of Pentacles is the challenge, and the Nine of Pentacles is the challenge to that. And that challenge is that we already think we've got it all. We already think we know it all. We already think we are fully in control. We have everything within our power. We have full self-control. And we don't need to go through any of that stuff. That's going to get in the way of us going through what we actually have to go through. Mars is going to go through Libra regardless of what we have to say. Mars is not going to like Libra no matter what we feel. This isn't about doubting yourself, though. The Nine of Pentacles is a challenge to that opportunity, but the Nine of Pentacles is a gorgeous card in and of itself. So there's nothing wrong with knowing that you're amazing. There's nothing wrong with trusting yourself. This situation here of this opportunity and challenge, almost in reverse, where you'd almost expect them to be opposite, well, they're not. And the reason is because Mars and Libra is going to be challenging. And we're going to need to feel the tough emotions, and we're going to need to go through it. And if we just think we're amazing and perfect all the time, we're never going to do that. But we have to, because of the card and advice. The advice that we are getting, the advice that Mars and Libra will give to us, is the Six of Cups. And what that shows to me is that what we learn from this process, what we learn from checking ourselves so that we can go through the tough emotions, just like Mars is going to have to do, that if we do that, the gift that we give ourselves is in the future. Going through the process will be the past. Mars will move out of Libra and onto more comfortable territory. And when it does, we will have gone through enough to be able to gift our new sense of self, still trusting ourselves, still being in full control, just now with even more powerful and even more strong because we went through the difficult stuff. We'll be able to share that knowledge. We'll be able to be better for ourselves and for others. And we'll be able to give the gift of what we learned to the world. That's the key. Mars goes through these things. We go through these things. The wheel turns. Planets move through the zodiac. But if we do the tough stuff, if we make sure we're keeping ourselves in check while still trusting and loving ourselves, we'll be able to give the gift of the knowledge we learned and of that experience to the future, to our future selves and to others. And that's the key. That's the key message and the key advice of Mars moving into Libra. And for the rest of the time that Mars is in Libra, let's focus on giving the gift of our experience to our future selves. I know you will, guys. It's gonna be okay. You got this. We'll fight on just like Mars does, and we'll honor the Six of Cups. See you next time.